The planet Virelis was famous across the galaxy for three things: its twin suns, its breathtaking flora, and its women. Specifically, the Virelian royal bloodline. I hadn't come here for any of that. I was just a maintenance contractor, hired by the Interstellar Preservation Council to refurbish old planetary beacons. No one expected me to stumble into something extraordinary. The work was dull but peaceful. I like solitude. After the long war between the Terran Union and the Krelsian Confederacy, peace, no matter how quiet, was a luxury. My camp was near the edge of a crystal forest that shimmered like stained glass under the twin suns. I sat on a rock, spooning lukewarm ration stew into my mouth, when I noticed her. She didn't walk toward me, she glided. Her figure moved like liquid silk, her long cerulean robes catching the light, making her seem almost otherworldly. Her skin was a pale rose-gold hue, radiant yet soft. Her hair, silver blue, flowed past her waist, and her eyes, those impossibly luminous violet eyes, seemed to look through me and into something deeper. I was halfway through my food when she sat down beside me. Not a word, not a gesture, just a silent presence. And blinked. Ah, hi. She tilted her head slightly, as if analyzing the word, then replied in perfect standard Terran. Hello. My heart skipped. Her voice was soft, like a harp strummed underwater. I stared, utterly entranced. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. To my surprise, her expression changed. She smiled. It wasn't some haughty royal grin or flirty smirk. It was genuine, as if no one had ever said that to her before. Thank you, she said quietly. I wondered what word humans used when they saw something they could not quite explain. Beautiful, I repeated, still stunned. She nodded once, and then looked out over the forest. I come here when I wish to be unseen. You are the first to notice me. Not exactly hard, I chuckled, scratching the back of my neck. You kind of shine. That is my curse, she murmured. I frowned. A curse. You're royalty, aren't you? I was. I paused. But I am not now. And just like that, my peaceful life began unraveling. Her name was Era. Once crown princess of Virelis, she had renounced her position 2 cycles ago. Something about a disagreement with the High Council, and a refusal to marry the suitor chosen for her. They called it selfish, she explained as we walked the crystalline riverbanks the next day. But I had seen the galaxy, had seen Earth, I had seen freedom. I could not return to a cage woven with flowers. You visited Earth? I asked, surprised. She nodded. Secretly. During my adolescence, I saw your people dancing in the rain, arguing in the streets, holding hands. Envied the chaos. Here, everything is arranged, planned, curated for perfection. I laughed. Yeah, well, Earth isn't exactly a utopia. We've got our own problems. True, she said softly. But humans love imperfectly, fiercely. That's what makes you fascinating. Over the next week, she visited me often. We talked under the moons, shared stories by the fire, and sometimes said nothing at all. Her presence was enough. But even paradise attracts shadows. It began with a humming noise in the distance. I was recalibrating the beacon tower when a sleek, silver craft descended over the ridge. It bore the seal of the Virelian High Guard. Era stepped beside me before I even realized she was near. Her face was calm, but her hands trembled. They found me. Who? I asked, standing up. My former fiancé, Lord Kevin. He leads the guard now. He never accepted my choice. Her voice hardened. He seeks to reclaim me by force if necessary. As if summoned by her words, The sleek vessel landed, and a man disembarked, tall, muscular, and wrapped in armor so polished it glinted like chrome. His face was sharp, flawless, but utterly cold. "Era," he said, smiling with practiced charm. "You've had your freedom. Now come home." She stepped behind me. "Didn't hear a please in there," I muttered, planting myself between them. Keevan's eyes narrowed. "A human. You protect her. She doesn't need protection. But she's not going with you." He scoffed. "This is Virelli's. Our laws allow retrieval of royal defectors. Only if they want to go," I replied. "She doesn't. You overstep." I glanced at the toolbox beside the beacon. My old service sidearm sat there, a relic from my soldier days. I didn't reach for it. Instead, I looked him in the eye. "Try me." His nostrils flared. "You're not worth killing. But you will regret interfering." He turned to Era. "This infatuation will fade. When it does, remember who you are." Then he left. Era didn't say a word. But when I turned to her, she touched my arm. No one has ever stood for me like that. Not even my own blood. I felt my throat tighten. "He's going to come back." "I know." For the next few days, tension hung in the air. I reinforced my camp's perimeter. Not that it would stop a strike team, but it helped me think. Era stayed close, quieter now, often staring at the stars as if seeking answers in constellations. On the fourth night, she handed me a small metallic pendant. "This is not just jewelry," she said, pressing it into my palm. "It's a sigil. In our culture, giving this to another binds you, legally, emotionally, spiritually. It is a marriage symbol." I stared at it, stunned. "You're giving me this. I trust you. I feel more alive around you than I ever did in the palace. But I'm just—" "Don't diminish yourself," she interrupted, voice firm. "You called me beautiful. And you meant it not because of my title but because you saw me. That means more than crowns or courts." I swallowed hard. "Are you sure?" She smiled. "I was sure the moment you told Keevan to back off." They came that night. 5 sleek figures in shadow armor. Silent, deadly, Virelian elite. But we were ready. I lured them toward the beacon tower, whose emitter I had rigged with a directional sonic burst. When activated, it shorted out their armor systems, just long enough for Era to disable their weapons using the planetary override codes still embedded in her genetic profile. Keevan himself landed moments later, furious and alone, blade drawn. "This is not over," he roared. "You cannot hide forever." Era stepped forward. "We're not hiding. We're living. Something you've forgotten." And then she activated the marriage sigil. A beam of light surged from the pendant, marking both of us in the air with a shimmering crest, the sacred bond of Virelian union. Keevan froze, his fury curdling into disbelief. "You married him. A human." "It's done," she said coldly. He looked at me with pure hatred. "You'll regret this." "Maybe," I said, standing beside her. "But not today." Keevan departed. And this time he didn't return. It's been 2 cycles since then. Era and I lived together in a home we built near the Crystal Forest, beneath the twin suns. I finished the beacon work long ago, but I stayed on Virelli's, now a citizen by law and by love. She still smiles when I call her beautiful. But these days she usually beats me to it, whispering, "You're beautiful too, husband." Sometimes I wonder how I ended up here. Me, a maintenance tech with a scarred past. But then I remember the moment she sat beside me, radiant and silent. The smile she gave when I spoke from the heart. And I know exactly how it happened. It started with a smile. and ended in forever.